Welcome to a new episode where I review the CVs. I'll add a little disclaimer right here. I don't have a degree in HR. I am not a recruiter. I just had a couple of classes about how to write a good CV, how to present yourself in the right way. Plus, I have been having talks with the recruiters on stream that taught us how to write a good CV. So these are some tips that I've learned and that I am just sharing with others. And most of the other tips are coming from the chat itself. All right, we can go on with the CV. This is a CV by Nicolò. First thing that I can say already from this CV, designly, it's pretty nice, pretty beautiful, right? There are some problems in this, and this depends on what the person is trying to achieve. Nicolò said, this CV was written for the application to a cinematography master program in Finland. It is probably the first real CV I've ever written, so I'd be glad to have an opinion. Thanks. First of all, I'd like to know if you passed or not. Second of all, I'd like to know if it's a big master program or if it's like a small one. Why am I asking this? Because if you're sending your CV to a big company, most of the times the company don't have the time to go through all the CVs that they're receiving. So what they're gonna be doing is they're gonna be using an ATS, which is a program that takes the CV, puts it in their software. They're making everything digital, right? So then when they have all the CV in digital version, they can just filter out the ones that they like, they don't like by specific keywords or anything like that. So if you're applying for a big company, you have to think about making your CV ATS-friendly. If you're doing it for a small company, so maybe most probably you're giving it in person, then you can work more with like graphic design and all of that. I applied last year, I didn't get in. I'm trying again this year, but the results will be in April. Okay, submission last year were 53, only 2 people got in. If it was seen by a big company, this CV, I can already tell, is not ATS friendly at all. So if you have a CV like this and you're planning to apply for a big company, think about like making it again. If you have to think between doing a CV that is human friendly or ATS friendly, just make it ATS friendly and it's gonna be good for both. First of all, this bar, the computer doesn't see it. They would only see Premiere Pro, Autodesk, DaVinci, and all of that, all right? Second thing, most of the ATS are like crappy and they're not too good at like getting the text. When you're doing a very graphic CV and you're doing like 2 columns, sometimes the ATS will have issues in taking the text, because to let you understand on a very high level what the ATS does, usually takes your CV, scans it as if it would do with a PDF, you know, so like it goes down, blah blah blah, and tries to put everything in a specific slot. It tries to autofill. So they will find education and be like, okay, what comes after education is gonna be what I'm gonna put inside the field that is called education, right? If you've been applying for jobs online, most probably they ask you upload your CV, and it automatically autofills specific fields of their recruitment website. And most of the times you have to fix some stuff because it doesn't do very well the job. Same thing for the ATS, right? So if you're doing a 2-column CV, most of the times you're making it harder for the computer. Imagine they see education. Okay, what comes after education? I'm gonna put it in the field of education. So it goes down. You see that there's some problems. Or like it gets here and it just like, oh, let's continue. Let's go to cut it. No, it got all those things. Why? Or like it goes to this one and then you see that there are some issues with the selection of it. Also, sometimes if you go software, then there's some problems with it. And you're just making it harder for the ATS. That's why most of the time they tell you to do a 1-column CV. Just to be sure that you're not gonna have those issues. If you're looking for a good layout, there is the Harvard template, which is it's not fancy, but you can take it as an idea on how you can then make it fancier. So this is the CV. You just search for Harvard CV template and you find it. This is good for ATS, and it's also very nice to look at because for a human eye, there's everything I need to know right here in this page. It's single page, beautiful. You can make it better with like maybe you change the font, maybe you change the colors, but just keep it very simple, very minimal. I know that most of the times like people that are like applying for a creative job, they would love to go for like something fancy, something with like woo, I want to show on my CV that I am creative. But if you're a creative, you know the minimal can be very, very successful. So picture is fine. You said that you applied for Finland, somewhere in Finland, right? So it's fine. So apart from like removing the 2 columns, then also another thing, here you're applying for a school. So I expect you to be in a junior position. CVs should be always 1 page and 1 page only, unless there are some exceptions. The exceptions are if it's an academical CV. So we're talking about you have to write down the books or the articles that you wrote. You have to write about specific specific science research that you've been part of. Like, all right, if you're applying the UK and if you are a super senior position, so you've been working 30 years, you've been working for a lot of companies, a lot of projects, a lot of cool stuff. Next things about the structure. Then we're gonna go talk about the words. As I always say, you have to think about your CV, your page of the CV, as a newspaper. Everything that is first is the most important news. The thing that is gonna attract the people, the thing that is gonna make them wanna buy the newspaper. If at the very beginning you have a bio, you have to make that relevant and important and interesting. If you're putting it there just because they told you have to put it, I'd rather you not put it, all right? Apart from the rest, everything else is organized, well organized, everything like the bold is where it's supposed to be. Additional experience, study trips, we can talk about the study trips and all of that. Now we're gonna be talking about directly of what the content of this. Enthusiastic freelancer with 3 years of experience in video production world. I developed a high ability to work in a group and adhere to strict deadlines. I am experienced in different areas and phases of production with the ability to adapt quickly and adhere to the task given. Strongly fascinated by the aesthetic of the image and passionate learner, always willing to deepen my knowledge. Okay, in this one, I don't know who's Nicola. I would not be able to differentiate Nicola from any other freelancer that worked in video producing and likes video making. I cannot differentiate you from anyone else. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like everyone who is in the video production, they love the aesthetic of the image. I feel like everyone who is at their first job is a passionate learner and always willing to deepen their knowledge. And I feel like everyone who's saying like, I would be good for the job, has an ability to adapt quickly and adhere to that task given. That's why I'm saying like making a bio, an on-point bio can be very tricky. Because if you're putting in something here, I want to know more about you. What are your goals? Anyway, moving on. Education. Diaframma Film Academy. Calenzano, Firenze, Italy, from home to present. Cinematography and camera operator course. Is this the only thing that you did in the Film Academy or is it something? I feel like it's the title of the course, right? So this is where you did it. This is the city where you did it. And this is the course name. There are in here, I think that there's other two different type of schools. There is the school that thinks that you should put first, or at least like all the time that I look at like templates, all the time those templates have the school name first and then there is what you studied. If I was like a recruiter, I'd rather know what you studied before where you studied, right? Because it's not important the Diaframma Film Academy. That's not what it's important. It's important you did cinematography. And here like cinematography doesn't have much relevance like as a space. So maybe how I personally would do it, but you can disagree with me on this one, okay, entirely. You do you. How I personally would do is I would put this one in bold letters first and then I would put this one on the same level of the city where you did it. I would put first this one, then second this one, and then third this one. So you have this one in bold first up here, and then diaphragma, and then this one. Like if you think about again as a newspaper, I feel like once you switch your brain into thinking this is like a newspaper, I have to put first what it's important, then the rest. Calenzano Firenze is not more important than cinematography and camera operator course. It's more important this than the city. Then short course focusing on the role of cinematographer and the camera operator. I feel like this is unnecessary. Short course of focusing on the role of cinematographer and the camera operator, because cinematography and camera operator course, of course it's about that. We can remove that sentence and have theoretical lessons strongly combined with practical insights and meetings with film industry professionals. Yeah, so then you can put, I would rather like have a bullet point like that, maybe one saying like how many hours did you do like in-field stuff, off-field stuff, theoretic, and all of that. Like maybe more something like that, explaining what you studied more. Then Academic Arts of Verona. Here again, same thing that we did before. 1, 2, 3. Grade 100. Okay, that's cool. Dissertation is nice, beautiful. I hope you have a link to it or something. Then high school. I don't think they need it. I know you're applying for something after, but high school is not important anymore. They expect that you did that. I would put the high school only if you did like something very cool during high school, like you were president of the school, or like you were part of a chess competition of school, or like you were in a team of basketball, something like that. Then work experience, freelancer. Okay, here we go in. Autonomous and cooperative video production in various fields, short movies, corporate promotional video, blah blah blah, promotion, blah blah blah, documentaries. Okay. Idea processing and project development from pre-production to post-production. Okay. Ability to work with different cameras and lighting equipment. Okay. Autonomous and cooperative video production. They mean, like, to me, these mean nothing. Autonomous and cooperative. Thank God. I mean, you're a freelancer. If you're not autonomous, so what do you expect? You know? This is cool that you put like that you did product promotional videos, but also documentaries. So it means like you're versatile on that. That's cool. Idea processing and project development from pre-production to post-production. Okay. Is there any tools that you used? Anything that you have been using that they could be asking you in a specific company to use? Because you know that here you wrote Premiere Pro, Autodesk, all of those. Instead of writing them here, which to me they mean nothing, I would rather have you putting them in here. So then I have the proof that you actually used them. You didn't just found the words and you put it there. Then if you want, in the end, you can put the whole summarize of all the things that all the skills that you have, all the hard skills that you have. Main project, I love that you put this one. I love it. I hope that there is the link. I hope that this one is for the link because they want to see something. They want to see what you did, what you didn't do, and all of that. Anyway, collaborations, creation of go-kart promotional video for social networks and YouTube in collaboration with the marketing department of the company. Here I would just put like how many and what did you do and how much time did you spend on all of that. Additional experience in a small independent video production company, multi-purpose role based on the required work. I have no idea what you did. Development of group work and communication skills. Here I don't know what you did, you know. Here because then you put main projects. I think that this one you can sum it up. Like it's taking a lot of space, so long, so much, like a third of a page. It's too much for like something that is an additional experience. You can give this much to something only if it's like the main experience. I know that you have to like all this space. Also, like you see, that's also the problem with doing like a 2 columns thing is because you have all this space here. Then study trips. They don't care. It's fine. This is something that you did in high school. Cool experiences, but for a video production thing, I don't think they care. You know, they don't care that you went on trips with your school. Then you can put at the end the languages and you put English fluent, good, French intermediate, German intermediate, beautiful. I hope this was useful. Let me know if you have any other tips and let me know in the comments if you had any other more suggestions for Nicolo, and let's help this person out to find a new job or a school for their dreams.